Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. It's Western Conference versus Eastern Conference here in Dallas, Texas, where the Mavericks will try to protect home court. Clark, you've talked about this a lot, the changes, the biggest differences from playing college basketball to pro basketball.
Without question, Kevin, a couple of the biggest differences for me were the speed of the game and the quality of the players on the court. That was really something that I was aware of, but it hit me right between the eyes as I got going. And then the other thing was the travel and schedule. I hit a wall after about 60 games and was really a dead man walking for about 10 days before my legs came back and I finished that rookie season strong.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Young and Turner up front. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 slot. On defense, Dallas. Collison kicks to Turner. Oladipo outside. He dishes it to Young. Rejected by Nowitzki.
And, you know, Nowitzki is capable of 86ing these shots now. That means rejection, using his height and wingspan to deny.
And it's Smith missing. The Pacers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Oladipo. Bogdanovich wide open. That one no good. And the Mavericks going the other way now.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
One thing you don't want to let Barnes do is get comfortable in the open floor. I mean, he's outstanding at running past the opposition in transition.
Turner with a screen for Bogdanovich. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Bogdanovich has got his first points of the night.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Let's send it over to Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Nate McMillan. David.
Thanks, Kevin. He told me that when you're playing against a team as good as they are inside, you have to stop the easy looks. He said if they can keep them out of the paint, they'll be in good shape to win. We'll see, Kevin. Back to you.
All right, thank you, David.
Yeah, you know, Wesley Matthews has made himself an efficient scorer who also has gained a reputation as a good defender.
I'm not sure, Greg, there's a player who better fits the description of a grinder than Wes Matthews.
Yeah, so tough, too. I mean, mentally and physically. He talks about inflicting his personality on the team, and he truly is what I'd call a culture builder.
Both free throws good from Matthews. And for the Mavericks, clearly the rebuild, Greg, has begun.
Yeah, but they made good use of their picks. They brought in more youth and signed their building blocks. Franchise isn't used to rebuilding, but they are approaching it, I think, the right way.
Here's Dallas. Smith outside. And there's the pass to Noel. Screen by Smith. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. The 3. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
And, you know, when you only see a team twice a year, Greg, it's hard to really get a good understanding of who they are, or a good feel for them. And oftentimes, that can lead to a series split.
Now Smith, after Victor Oladipo missed from long range. Smith kicks to Barnes. Elbow shot. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Barnes has got his second bucket.
Like his mid-range game, Barnes incredibly lethal from the mid-range. When he's got room to shoot, he doesn't hesitate.
Here's Collison. Smith with the defensive effort.
Looked like he rushed the layup to me. I mean, the defense was late on contesting that one.
Matthews dishes to Smith. Screen by Smith. Barnes with it. Now guarded by Bogdanovich. And stolen by Bogdanovich. First quarter play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Collison, the pass to Bogdanovich. Turner with the screen. Here's Young. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And, you know, the Pacers looking to go more up-tempo. Higher scoring is kind of how they wanted to play. They went out and traded for Thaddeus Young, and he's been a great fit at the power forward spot.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
You know, guys, when you look at those numbers last year for him, I think it does affect how much you're willing to go after contact, because you're a little fearful of getting to the foul line unless you're in the and one situation. Too many trips to the line when you shoot it as poorly as he does actually can hurt you.
He's off on the second. And Thaddeus Young with a player option on his contract after this season. He seems likely to opt out.
Well, I think he's a bargain right now at under $13 million per year, and as crazy as that sounds, that's the reality of the salary landscape we're in, and I would expect him to expect a raise next season.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And the foul goes against Indiana. For Dallas, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And he knocks down the first one. The Pacers making a switch here. Sabonis is checked in. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
Well, the Pacers players have been a little bit outspoken, saying we need an identity. We need more toughness and ruggedness. Not the biggest team, built more on athleticism and speed, so they've got to be scrappy.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Barea kicks to Curry. There's the pick. Pass to Finney-Smith. There's the dish to Barnes. It's rebounded by Indiana.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Barea against Joseph. Pass to Sabonis. Dishes to Robinson. Here's Jefferson. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
And, you know, where was the defense there, Kevin? I mean, even though he missed it, that was not a good effort. Pitiful.
It's a tie game in Dallas. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, you know, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. You know, to be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. You know, one of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
And just very aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, attacking the rim in this first quarter. A lot of trips to the free throw line.
Taking full advantage of playing at home, and the fans have really helped them here.
On the court for the Pacers as our second quarter gets underway. Robinson is out there with Corey Joseph. Then there's Al Jefferson. Then it's Lance Stevenson, and it's Sabonis in at the 4 spot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rick Carlisle is one of the most respected head coaches in the league, especially for his X's and O's. But Bucks coach Jason Kidd played for Carlisle, praised his disposition. He's never up and never down, Kidd said. There's no panic in him. He gives you that sense of security to go out there and make a play. Kevin?
Gotta love Coach Carlisle, D.A. An even-keel guy who places a lot of trust in his players. And so here is Dallas, following the miss by Lance Stevenson. Correa, the pass to Finney Smith. Clark, thinking back to all the players you played with, was there one player who you just instantly clicked with on the floor?
Herb Williams was a teammate of mine for 2 years in college at Ohio State and a couple of years with the Indiana Pacers in my pro career. And he's one of the smartest and best teammates that I ever played with. Had a really good understanding and feel for the game, had a terrific motor, excellent touch, really good athlete for a guy that was 6'11", and is a dear friend. So he was probably my favorite teammate. And, you know, when I went to the Pacers, he had been there the year before and really broke me into the NBA in terms of things that needed to happen off the court to help me be the best I could be. So I'm indebted to Herb for his friendship and his mentorship as I made it from college. Well, actually from high school to college and then from college to the pros.
Now here's Correa, following the miss by Lance Stevenson. Barnes kicks to measure. And here we can check out the breakdown of rebounds tonight between the front court and the back court for the Pacers.
And their big men are getting the majority of the rebounds. You like all 5 guys boxing out and getting on the glass, but at the end of the day, that's their role to control the board. And the Mavericks looking to go young now around Nowitzki. Unsurprisingly, they've already found some intriguing young prospects.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Matthews comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Smith checked in for Curry, and Yogi Ferrell subbed in for J.J. Barea. A nice shot by Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic has got 5. And for the Mavericks, you look at their young guys, a lot of athleticism, and Greg, an upside already on the roster.
And Mavs fans have to be pleased with what they've done so far. I mean, especially with the selection of Dennis Smith in the draft, who can be a special player at that point guard position. They're making smart moves to kind of revamp this roster.
Now, here's Bogdanovic, following the miss by Wesley Matthews. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Now let's check out some stats for Matthews. Some last season stats for him. Averaged about 13 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Now, here is Smith. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Kevin, I love the mid-range game of Smith. We don't see that a lot from a bunch of players nowadays, but he's constantly looking to let it fly from here.
Here is Collison. The lead is 2. Releases from 15. Mavericks with the rebound. Measury's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Smith the pass to Ferrell. Kicks it to Matthews. Feeds to Nowitzki. 5 on the clock. Passes it to Measury. 59 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Matthews with it. Now guarded by Bogdanovic. And Matthews kicks to Measury. Smith on the wing. Guarded by Oladipo. Lets it go with the 3. The rebound by Young.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Smith against Oladipo. Smith the pass to Ferrell. 15 seconds left to play in the first half. And it's sent back by Turner.
What timing from Turner. I mean, that's a big part of blocking shots. Reading the shooter and then timing it perfectly to send that shot in reverse.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. It's the Pacers leading by just 2. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Rick, what's your analysis of how your defense has done so far?
Well, they're getting too many open looks at threes. We're lucky they're missing a few. You know, this team, they stretch out so much, you got to be really alert. You got to pay close attention to the details.
Rick, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And welcome to halftime. Hey, what a fantastic time of the year. NBA season getting underway. Hey,
I'm excited. I am really excited. I am really, really excited, honey.
For the Pacers, the first quarter was pretty even. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. They had a slight edge on the scoreboard in the second quarter, but only by the slimmest of margins. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
Well, they had a hard time scoring inside. In fact, their offense was run almost exclusively along the perimeter. A lot of jumpers. That's too predictable. You got to mix it up.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. The Mavericks trailing. And the Pacers with the longest standing ownership in the NBA.
And that's a lot to be proud of for Pacers fans. I mean, Indiana, a state that loves basketball. And the Pacers haven't won fewer than 32 games since 1989. So they're always in the fold in terms of being competitive.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor right now for the Mavericks. Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt. Dirk is the 4 with Noel manning the middle. And it's Barnes in at the small forward. Now Oladipo. Harrison Barnes missing on the 3. On the wing, Turner. Indiana moving the ball around. Turner with the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Kept alive. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Turner's got his first points in this one. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. There's a screen by Noel. Barnes misses off the right iron.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
A putback. Young on the follow. Young's got his second bucket of the game to go.
You know, those are the plays where you really see Young's quickness off the floor. He's got a great, quick second jump, which leads to second chance scores.
Now here's Nowitzki. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Barnes. Dallas, no good that time either.
And, you know, 1 for 4, not a good start. I mean, they got to play with a little more energy this half.
And Turner kicks to Bogdanovich. Nowitzki against Young. Over Nowitzki. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Now it's a 5-point Indiana lead.
You really have to respect the mid-range game of Young. I mean, he hits it just enough to keep you honest. And, you know, Miles Turner, a 5-star recruit coming out of Trinity High School near Dallas, was Big 12 Freshman of the Year at the University of Texas. And he keeps working, and he's getting better and better and has all-star potential.
On the Mavericks with some changes. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Nowitzki. Curry comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Smith. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Jefferson's checked in for Young. And Stevenson comes in for Bogdanovich. Robinson's checked in for Oladipo. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Darren Collison. And Clark, you've been around the Pacers. What are your impressions of Miles Turner?
Great maturity for his age. Humble, hard-working, hungry, smart. and I think he wants to be great. That's all good stuff.
Here's Joseph following the score by Dallas. Jefferson setting the pick for Joseph. Off the pick and finished off by Jefferson.
Yeah, and Jefferson always wants to throw it down. When he gets room inside, he may not soar, but he'll get up high enough to throw it down.
Barnes outside. Lets it go from the wing. Curry kicks to Barea. Out to the right wing. Finney-Smith passes to Curry. Barea with a wide open look. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Yogi Ferrell's checked in for Dallas. The Pacers also with a sub. Sabonis, he's checked in for Turner. Pacers leading by 5. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. There's a screen by Robinson. Stevenson kicks to Sabonis. That falls. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. Sabonis has got 5 points so far.
And defensively, these guys are looking for answers since halftime. They've seemed disjointed and out of sync. They have got to get back that rhythm defensively.
There's Noel. Got a hand on it. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Joseph leading the charge. Screen by Jefferson. There's 49 seconds left here in the third quarter. Stevenson against Curry. And the basket by Stevenson.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Mavericks trail by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Curry against Stevenson. Curry dishes to Barnes. And he's good on the 3-ball. Barnes has got a pair of threes now here in the third for Dallas.
You know, Barnes is a good shooter from deep, Kevin. I mean, when he's in rhythm, he's dangerous from out there.
Stevenson setting the pick for Joseph. Noel against Jefferson. Here's Sabonis. Goes back up. Off on the layup.
Loved how they guarded that layup. Didn't make it easy, which I think is why he missed it.
And so it's Indiana bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his guys.
You got to have a presence in the lane. Remember, no layups, no layups, no layups.
Rick Carlisle making rim protection a key priority. You heard right there. We'll see if they can really shut down the paint.
And to achieve what the coach wants, it's going to take a lot of communication defensively. Guys helping one another on the floor.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. Bogdanovich out there with Young. And it's Sabonis in at the 5, down low. Matthews with it, now guarded by Bogdanovich. And Matthews kicks to Noel. And there's the 3-second violation. Smith checked in for Curry. Pacers leading by 9. Collison kicks to Young. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki. Oladipo, the pass to Young. Bogdanovich against Matthews. The pass to Sabonis. And the 3 off target. The Mavericks shooting just 26% out there. A terrible showing from an offense capable of much better. Ferrell kicks to Matthews. Back to Ferrell. There's the 3. Sabonis grabs the board. And Indiana shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Screen by Young. Shot off the pick. Collison, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
There's a screen by Noel. Here's Smith. No good on that one. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks at BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. Now, here's Oladipo. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode, and this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
Mavericks making a switch here. Barnes is checked in.
And, you know, Oladipo is one of those multifaceted players. I mean, he can do just about anything you ask of him when he's on the court.
And the Mavericks call time here. And more than ever, we see great passers at the 4 and 5 positions in the NBA. Clark, who do you think are some of the better big men passing in the league right now?
Well, there are a number of guys that fall into that category. I love Marc Gasol out of Memphis. I mean, this guy has a nice touch shooting it and passing the ball, good feel for the game. And Blake Griffin, highly skilled as a passer, particularly facing the basket. Really makes it tough for the defense. Those two guys, Draymond Green, you'd have to throw into that group as well. Nice big man passer. I mean, even David West, although a role player, David can find open teammates as well as any big guy.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
All free throws good from Turner.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Now, here is Smith. There's a screen by Noel. Nobody near Barnes. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 4 assists in the game. Smith against Collison to the paint. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And it's 6 points for Miles Turner.
I tell you what, Turner just has a beautiful touchdown on the block. I mean, you get the ball where he wants it, he'll deliver for you.
To the middle. Here's Nowitzki. Nowitzki can't get that one to fall. Pacers leading by 9. Here's Collison. And that's collected by Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 5 rebounds tonight. Got a piece of it. Noel, a screen on Collison. Here's Smith. Here's Matthews. Pacers with the rebound. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Oladipo. Turner dishes to Collison. He feeds it to Oladipo. There's a good screen. Second shot opportunity. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Smith with the defensive effort. Mavericks trail by 9. Matthews sets a screen for Smith. And Matthews kicks to Barnes over Bogdanovich. And that one comes up a bit short. The Pacers have gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. Collison against Smith. The drive by Collison. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Collison's got the lead up to 11 now for Indiana. Smith kicks to Barnes. Dallas again missing. Outside Bogdanovich. Got it. Good job in the low post. And the Pacers lead by 13.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
Well-coordinated shot mechanics, especially for a guy with his length.
Yeah, and, you know, it looks effortless, easy, silky smooth, textbook shooting form. Man, that's nice.
Outside Collison. So no problem for Indiana as they